Y'all, it's your boy Easy, and I'm here in the studio just wanting to talk about some turtle turtle news, toy news. I can't talk. What are words? Jeez. Y'all, it's your boy Easy, and I just wanted to talk about some turtle toy news that has been going on and kind of weigh in on some things and I don't know, try something new to keep up with all the different toy news that's going on. So, uh, yeah, let's get to it. So, in December, we got news that Playmates would no longer be the toy license holder for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And it kind of was a shock because they've held the license for a very, very long time. I mean, since the beginning. And so, very weird to hear that they would no longer be the ones putting these turtle toys out. Now, granted, we have had other companies in recent years mess around with the Ninja Turtles. In fact, I think pretty much all the major ones and a lot of the indie ones have been doing it. So, it's not as out of left field as it might have been, I don't know, like 12 years ago potentially, but still kind of wild. So, we didn't know anything until a couple of days ago where Mattel finally announced that they are the ones who procured the licensing for Ninja Turtles. And I'm getting this image and this information from toyark.com, which is an excellent resource for toy news. And it's one of my favorites, if not my favorite. And so, yeah, go check them out if you haven't heard of them or used them before. They're excellent. And so, yeah, from what I've gathered from the internet and from what they're saying on their website, Mattel put out a thing essentially saying that this is a multi-year deal that's worldwide. They're going to be doing action figures, games, play sets, just the whole kit and caboodle, if you will, whatever that means. Whatever it is, if they can put the turtles on it or in it or through it or with it, Mattel's probably going to be doing it. And the press release also mentioned that they're going to be making figures for the Mutant Mayhem sequel, as well as a live action CGI hybrid movie that's coming out in 2028, which is like right around the corner. So, yeah, that's kind of wild, especially since like Mattel's got He-Man coming out this year, and as awesome as that trailer looks, this is really exciting in my opinion. It's different, yes, but Mattel, I don't know. Say what you will about Playmates. The original line was great, and some of the lines afterward have been hit or miss. I'll argue that the 2012 Turtles that Playmates put out were excellent and a lot of fun, but like they're a toy manufacturing company. They don't do a lot of that adult collectible hybrid stuff that Mattel and Hasbro have found themselves getting into over the last 20 years. And so the times that Playmates has tried their hand at it, they didn't do a terrible job with the TMNT Classics, from what I recall, but it wasn't the best. And so Mattel and Hasbro both have upped their game a lot in recent years, and especially Mattel with all of their Masterverse and New Eternia and all the different sublines that makes my head spin trying to keep up with it. They seem to have gotten a better grasp on like what adult collectors want, and that's really rad. And I hope that all the lessons they've learned from their He-Man line, they can apply to a Ninja Turtles line and might be able to offer up some alternatives to NECA and Super 7 and things like that. And then again, that is also assuming that Mattel still honors those deals. Because as far as I can tell from just glancing over the press release, there's no mention of anything about like that changing hands or those deals stopping. So that is a little bit concerning for me as an avid NECA Ninja Turtles fan. But I gotta say that they've had a good run so far. So like I think we're in a really good place for this to have happened. Because if this had happened like a few years ago, I'd be a lot more concerned. But now I think that we're kind of like in a good space. So That's really cool, and I'm kind of excited about it. I'm looking forward to see what Mattel does, and what kind of opportunities Turtles are going to have in other areas with Mattel's backing behind it. But again, this doesn't go into effect until the end of 2026. So, in the meantime, we've got some Playmates news. In continuing their partnerships with other companies, and especially Mattel and Hasbro, they are now moving into G.I. Joe. And this is kind of geeking me out a little bit. Now, I don't pick up a lot of these, if I don't think I actually own any, but they are fun, and I'm very happy that they exist because I know that there is a community for this. But I don't know. I do appreciate a nice mashup, and so I I don't know. I'm just real. I'm actually probably a little bit more excited about this than I thought I would be, but when I was planning on doing this video. And so now looking at these pictures, I don't know. You're seeing like me rethink everything. But yeah, this is again from toyark.com, and apparently they got this from the website IO9, and from what this news article says, that they're going to have more vehicles, which we see here, and I'll look at it in a second, but they're also going to be including the Turtle Flycopter and other things, but they're going to be revealing them at Toy Fair, which is right around the corner. So, yeah, let's take a look and see what they're offering up. So, first, in the good guy section, we've got Raphael as Roadblock, which is awesome. Leonardo as Snake Eyes, that makes sense. And then we got Michelangelo as Shipwreck, and I can see that. That's a neat pairing because he's got a relationship with animals that he can kind of communicate in different iterations, and so that's really cool. And then we get Donatello as Dial Tone, and Dial Tone's I like Dial Tone a lot. I think he's a cool character, and he just I don't know. He has a look about him that I love. I love the mustache, and that is fantastic. Seeing a turtle, turtles need more mustaches. Let's be honest. Am I right, everybody? I think so. And then we've got April O'Neil as Scarlet, and so yeah, that all makes sense. Leonardo with Snake Eyes with the swords. Yeah, it's all good, and I think Raphael makes sense as Roadblock because I think that Raphael had a figure that had the similar camo that Roadblock wears back in the original line, and if I'm not mistaken. So that's where I'm drawing the line of symmetry there. So yeah. All right, now moving on to the line that I might actually have to spend some money on, and that's the bad guys. So we have Bebop as Ripper, we have Rocksteady as Buzzer, we've got Slash as Storm Shadow, which is kind of geeking me out a lot. I'm gonna be honest, and yeah, that might be one I have to pull the trigger on. And then we've got Krang as Destro, which looks amazing. I don't know. I've been able to avoid the He-Man and the Thundercats, all their mashups and stuff. I've been able to avoid them, but these villains, I might not be able to, y'all. I think I'm all in on the villains, or at least like Slash, Krang, and then obviously Shredder as Cobra Commander. And I'm a big Shredder fan and a huge Cobra Commander fan. So like that's like peanut butter and chocolate to me. So yeah, I will more than likely be interested in picking these up. They don't say like really what scale they are, so that kind of concerns me. And now that I'm thinking about it and saying it out loud, let's see. Oh, it does. Oh, this is going to be in the scale of the original TMNT used back in the day. So these are going to be like actual like Playmates original Turtles line style action figures. That's cool. That's just going to save me some money because I don't collect that scale usually. So, yeah, that's unfortunate because I really like these designs, but I just don't have the money or the space for that. But if you do and you're excited about that, that's awesome. And I'm glad they're making them because that's really cool. And then lastly, they show a picture of the AWE Shell Striker. and this looks really cool. Again, I gotta be honest, I think having Donatello with the mustache in the picture is selling this more for me. I mean, honestly, it might be a I'd have to buy it if it came with Donatello as dial tone, and then the little turtle face at the bottom of the or the front of the car also had a mustache. Yeah, it'd be game over. I'd have to get that hands down. But that's just me. So that's really neat. And again, like I said, they're going to be. This is just a tease of what they're showing at Toy Fair that's coming up. And so that's really cool. I'm excited about that, and I like that they're doing this, and I hope they can continue to keep this up because it's a lot of fun. Even though I don't collect it, it's just neat to see and to have out there. And for those of you who do, that's really exciting as well. I do wish that they were in more of the 6-inch kind of adult collectible action figure scale, but I'm also not going to be too upset that I don't have to spend more money on more Turtles action figures, if you know what I'm saying. So, yeah, well, I think that's it. So, lots of cool stuff coming up. Toy Fair's coming up, so I'm going to try to be on here and talking about all the stuff that comes out. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on these. Are you a fan of these mashups? Do you like figures with mustaches? Would you buy a mustache action figure just on its own? Let me know in the comments below. And until then, else time. Oh, there we go.